If you're not getting the results you want with your fly fishing cast, it is almost certain there is a problem with your backcast, making it almost impossible for you to get the result you want on the forward cast. I'm Chris Myers of Orlando Fly Casting Lessons in Central Florida, Sight Fishing Charters, and I've been teaching fly casting for over 15 years, and the number one issue without fail that I have to work with people in dealing with is a poor backcast. I'm going to show you today what that looks like, how you're probably doing it, and what the solution is to make better casts. Almost everyone I work with has an issue with their backcast to one degree or another, and very few people have ever seen their own cast. If you have not, it can be an incredibly eye-opening experience, whether you watch yourself on video or you simply turn around to see what's going on behind you. If you do not watch your backcast, you don't know if it was awesome, horrible, or somewhere in between. So how do you know if you should continue doing it like that, change it a little, or radically change it? One of the first things you are likely to notice when you look at your own backcast is it is probably going down towards the ground, either incredibly low where it's maybe touching the ground, which has taught you to cast with your hand up here so it doesn't quite touch the ground, or it goes low and has a lot of sag in it like this. And if it has a big sag in the backcast, all your forward motion pulling out that sag is wasted stroke. Step number one to improving your backcast is to turn around and watch what's going on back there. In order to do that, we have to start with a proper stance. If you are standing 2 feet together, all my toes pointing towards the target, when I turn around to look at this backcast, it is highly likely that my shoulder twists, it sends my rod on the other side of my body. So now when I do that, when I'm casting, my cast is going over there instead of back here where it should be. If you put your casting side foot back, now I can turn my head back and forth without moving any other part of my body, without moving my rod and negatively affecting my cast. The tip of our rod must be traveling in a straight line, and that straight line can be level to the ground. It could be some degree of this, it could be some degree of that. It could not go down in the back and down in the front. Many people who have been casting down in the back for quite some time have learned that they can make okay loops really high up in the front, and they cast like this until it's time to deliver the fly, at which time they do something like that and the fly goes way up over in the air and often falls in a crumpled up pile at the end. If your backcast is going low or has a huge sag in it, then you're going to be doing one of two things in the front. Either casting up in the front, which puts my fly really, really high above the target and forces a different delivery, or I come up, down in the back and down in the front, then I get this cast, which when there's no wind, maybe that one didn't work too good. That one didn't work too good. Well, I'm kind of getting it out 30 feet or so, maybe about, and it's all in a crumpled up pile at the end. If I was casting to a target, that would likely have never landed exactly where I wanted. And if there was any kind of wind blowing in this cast, the wind is going to either push it back towards me and land right here off my rod tip, or it pushes it way off course to the left or the right. We cannot have a big round arcing path of the tip and thus the fly and the fly line and result in distance or accuracy on a regular basis. Now that you've turned around to see your backcast and you notice that it's going down like this, the solution is to figure out how to get our cast to go up. Very likely, the reason your backcasts have been going down is because you either begin this process on the initial water pickup, or you may be doing it on every stroke, but it's the same principle. When I'm making my initial cast, I have to have all this fly line off the water before I can start speeding up and making my stroke. If I don't, I'm going to overbend the rod, scare the fish from all the noise I'm making, and I'm going to have a bad backcast and the fish running away. So we need to lift this line off the water first. If I lift anything but a super short cast, so most of this video, almost all the videos I make are not about little short 20-foot casts with a 3-weight in a tiny creek. This is about being able to reach distances 30 feet plus and getting consistency and accuracy. When I pick this line up off the water, if I'm picking it up in this manner, my rod tip is going up, 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 up. I get the line off the water here. Now I'm ready to begin my cast, except the only place I have left to go from here is down. Once I'm in this position, it is virtually impossible for me to continue casting up. I can stab up. This doesn't make my cast go up. I need to get my line off the water with my tip out here, so now the tip can stop going up, and thus the line will go up because the tip told it to. Our line can only go in the direction that tip was traveling the moment it stopped. So we're pulling line, I'm pulling line, I'm pulling line, I stop, the line keeps on going. I must lift this line off the water here in this manner, up, up, up. Now I have the line off the water. When I have the line off the water here, I can continue and cast up. If I am lifting in this manner, up, 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 then I get the line off the water. Where else are you gonna go? If you want to test this, just lay it out on some grass. So I lay this on the grass, so now I don't have water resistance and I can do it really slow. I go up, 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 up. Am I doing that? Is my initial lift this? Now from here, where can I go? Only down. If I lift it this way, up, 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 I'm lifting my entire arm up. I am not rotating the rod. I'm keeping my tip way out here where I started it from. I just got it higher up. Now from here, I can go over the tip. So we look at that back at the other angle. I'm going up, up, up from here, over the tip. If I go up, 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 up from here, down. And the farther back you come on your lift, the more you're gonna end up going down. If I got it off the water somewhere in here, I can go a little up and just a little down. So I go like this, I only got a little down, or am I going a lot down? There's varying degrees of how far down you're going. But if you're going down, it's very likely that your initial pickup, you started doing that. Because I start doing that, then it becomes easier to do this as I do false casting. So this was the same motion I made. So you see here I have very little elbow and forearm movement. This is almost all wrist that I'm getting to 12 down. So I'm getting straight up and down. Again, I'm getting in that same position here where I'm forced to go down. If I could make my false cast from here to here to here to here, instead of from here to here, well, many of you are false casting in these two spots. So you're starting down in the back and going up in the front, instead of coming from up in the back, going slightly down in the front, but my tip is still well above my head and never down here at waist level. If you've been casting with a lot of slack in your cast, the next thing that happens is you begin to cast harder to overcome that slack. Because if I have a bow in my line like this, I might be coming all the way up to here to pull that line tight. When our line is tight, think of that as that is the point when your cast begins. If it took me all the way up to here to get my line tight, now I have a very short little stroke left. So if I'm only going to use a short stroke for a longer piece of line, I must do it harder at that point, or I could make it longer around a curve. But if I'm going to stay in that straight line and my stroke is only this long because all of this was wasted, whether it's coming to the back, I might be pulling out slack all the way to here, and then I only have a half a stroke, a quarter stroke, whatever, you do not have a full stroke left, you're going to have to start doing it harder. The issue is doing casts harder over a short distance over bends the rod. Then it causes additional issues with my loop. So a nice gentle cast, I can get well-formed loops, good timing, proper line speed. It goes out 50 feet plus with very little effort. Now if I have a backcast which goes down, then to get that to go out in the front, I start doing it harder. You notice what's happening now, it's going even more into the ground. Let's take a look at that cast or a similar cast in slow motion and watch what is happening to my rod. See how much the rod is overbent and counterflexing in the other direction. What you're looking for here is instead of the first cast, which bent a little bit more, and it stopped and let the line travel up, this cast is going to be no bend, a ton of bend. Then I'm going to stop here and it unloads and it counterflexes down, sending the line down. Of course, the rod straightens back up, but it's too late. It's already told the line to go down into the ground. Now let's compare those two casts in slow-mo and watch for the difference in the amount of rod bend. Another key indicator of whether you're trying too hard and probably not ending up with the result you want is right here on the side of your head. If you can hear your cast whipping back and forth, it is very likely that this is the result you're getting. You're trying with a heck of a lot of effort and not getting half the result that you could be if we did it more efficiently. The longer the cast you plan on making, the more and more important all of this becomes. You can get away with lots of things with very short casts or absolutely no wind, that the instant you want to add 15, 20 feet or the wind starts blowing even 5 miles an hour, this little cast here, which you could lay out, and you could get it out plenty far, but now you want to shoot another 15 feet. I'm going to let this line go. Didn't go anywhere because there was absolutely no energy directed away from and towards a target. It was all wasted around in a big circle, and I was trying hard and getting little result. I'm going to do that same amount of line. Now, it shot all that up and wrapped around the reel and everything else 50 feet with 1/4 of the effort. The only way I'm going to get to that is to start with an efficient backcast. You must be looking what is going on back here to make this better.